Hi everyone, this is a pie chart. It's not a single pie chart. We do have multiple pie charts here. These pie charts show electricity generation by source. So sources are coal, petroleum, natural gas, nuclear energy, and hydroelectric energy. So they have given nuclear, they have given hydro. So we are not supposed to copy that hydro, energy from hydro. It's wrong. Energy from nuclear. No, I cannot do that. So we need to fit it grammatically. So let's do that. Here we have the first picture. We can go with a horizontal. This is dealing with New Zealand. In 1980, New Zealand consumed 127 units of energy. So that is the total energy consumed in New Zealand in 1980, that is 127 units. And when it came to 2010, it rose to 200 units. Okay. In Germany, in 1980, it was 107 units. In Germany, in 2010, it was 214 units. So the time frame is simple past. And is it a movement chart or static chart? We are not going with one particular year. We have two particular years. That's 1980 on one side, 2010 on the other side. So we can definitely say it is a movement chart. So there is, of course, a movement there. So definitely we can say increased. Definitely we can say decreased, fluctuated. No, I cannot say fluctuated in a pie chart. So I can say increased, decreased, or it remained the same. So these three things are there in a pie chart. We can use it increased, definitely. Yes, we can see in case of coal from 56 unit, it increased to 150 units. So I cannot say it like that. But I can say the proportional difference in case of coal, it was almost just a half. It became almost 75% of the total consumption. So I can say definitely increase. So please don't compare these things. This 56 and 150 is something we cannot compare, because here we need to see something is very dangerous here. It can mislead you. This is 127 units. Actually, when you get a pie chart, you get percentages. Out of the 100%, you will be getting one share. That is 25%, 10%, 20%, like that. But here, you have got something else. So this 100% is 127 units. And this 100% is 200 units. So I cannot compare directly with units here, because this 100%, we have only a small size. That is, out of this 127 units, I have to make the share. But in 2010, I have a bigger share because the consumption is more there. But actually, I made it 100%. The total consumption, so 100% here is smaller, the 100% here is bigger. Same thing here in case of Germany. It was 107 and now it is 214. So we have got some sorts of confusions here. The first thing is the percentage. Usually in a pie chart, you'll be getting percentages. Right now, you have not got percentages. You have got some total units here. The total units 127 here compared to 107 here. 200 units here, 214 units here. And one more significant thing that we can see that even though we can see that there is an increase in the number in the unit consumed energy, units of energy consumed. We can see the energy consumption was more in Germany than in New Zealand in the later year. So that is something very significant. We need to note that. First thing is that the consumption of energy increased in both cases. Second thing is that when you compare the countries, the consumption was this. It was just 200 here, now it is 214. So energy consumption became more in Germany. So that is something very significant. Now let's see the introduction here. The way in which New Zealand and Germany differed in the dependence on 5 sources of energy in 2010 compared to how it was in 1980 is depicted in the given chart. So you can say that in 2010, so what is the picture in 2010? It's very clear. This is the picture in 2010 in both Germany and New Zealand. Compared to how it was in 1980, this is the thing. So it is very clear here how these countries depended on 5 different sources of energy. Okay. So the introduction is very clear. Introduction. What is the picture? The picture is the comparison. And what it is about, what is shown in the picture? What is about? It's clear. Now, let's see the overview. Overall, it's clear. Here we have some problem. Overall, it's clear that the energy consumption in both countries inclined. When New Zealand became increasingly dependent on coal, Germany focused nuclear energy as its primary source in the latter year. Instead of this thing, I have to make a change here. So I've found something else here. Let me show you that. Overall, it is clear that the energy consumption in both countries inclined between the years with Germany surpassing New Zealand in Okay, so made a critical change here. Overall, it is clear that the energy consumption, okay, so I don't need this there. It's clear that energy consumption in both countries inclined between the years it's mentioned, with Germany surpassing New Zealand in the latter year. Now, in 1980, what happened in 1980? Out of the 127 units consumed, so here we have the total consumption 127 here. I just make this thing here. Copy it there. So in 1980, out of the 127 unit consumed, so where is this data? Data is here, 127 units consumed. Almost half of the energy, so half is this thing, out of this thing, half. In New Zealand was from coal, that's in bracket 56 units, it's clear. Hydroelectricity and natural gas constituted 60 units of its consumption. So we can say these things in equal proportions. I have not said the proportions there, in equal proportions, 60 in equal proportions. Just 11 was from petroleum sources. Yes. So I have compared in 1980, I have made, this is the year, this is what happened in New Zealand, this is what going to happen in Germany too. In Germany, yeah. In Germany, coal and natural gas supplied most of the energy out of the 107 units. Let me see this. Yeah. So you can say, yeah. Coal and natural gas supplied most energy out of the total 107 units, out of the total 107 units. Out of the total 107 units, coal and natural gas supplied the most, with 28 units each. Units, it's not percentage, it is units. Don't confuse, it is units. Whereas petroleum and natural gas supplied 22 and 20 units respectively. 22 and 20 units respectively. Not said anything about the hydroelectric energy, because it's understood that if this is the portion, the rest is from water, that is from hydroelectric. So I don't need to say it in particular. So insignificant things should be excluded. So I have not said the rest, or only 7% is from this thing. So I have left it. Come on. In 2010, when New Zealand's consumption rose to 200 units, you can see that it is going to 200 units here. Coal still remained as the major source. Yes. with 3/4 of the total energy consumed. So we can say it is 3/4, definitely. When there was no proportional difference in the usage of hydroelectricity, proportional difference is the same. It is exactly the same. The proportion out of 100%, you can see this blue part and this blue part exactly the same. So we don't have any confusion. Energy consumed from other sources reduced to just 2 units each. This is the thing. I have to look at the latter area. In 20, out of the total, this is the part we are going to see. Out of the total 214 units consumed in Germany, you have 214 units in Germany. Natural gas became the major contributor. Became the major contributor. It was something in 1980. It became a major contributor with almost 75% of total. So 75%, almost 75% is supplied by the natural gas, by, I think it is nuclear, right? So wait a minute. Okay. Made a correction there. Okay. Out of the total 214 units consumed in Germany, nuclear energy became the major contributor with almost 75% of the total. This is 75%. Out of the rest quarter, this is the rest quarter, coal and petroleum were supplied 28 and 27% respectively. So I have left out this 2%. Again, it's insignificant there. We don't need to do that. We don't need to include that in the data. So all this insignificant data, we can exclude there. So I hope the chart is clear to you.